If you're a diehard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. In a move that's sending shockwaves through the NFL community, whispers are circulating that the Cleveland Browns have orchestrated a secret trade involving none other than veteran quarterback Joe Flacco. That's right. Just months after reviving his career and leading the Browns through a miraculous playoff push, Flacco has reportedly been moved in a behind-the-scenes deal that no major sports outlet has confirmed yet. While there's been no official word from the Browns front office or Flacco's representatives, multiple anonymous sources close to the league are hinting at a highly confidential transaction that took place earlier this week, catching even seasoned insiders off guard. The potential trade has not appeared on any transaction wire, and teams are remaining tight-lipped, fueling speculation that the Browns may have pulled off one of the most under-third-out moves in recent memory. Fans and analysts alike are in a frenzy scouring social media and checking flight logs to track Flacco's whereabouts. Is this truly the end of Joe Flacco's Cinderella story in Cleveland? Or is there something more strategic brewing behind the scenes? Could this be a prelude to a bigger shakeup involving draft picks or another veteran QB? The rumor mill is spinning and it's only getting louder. Joe Flacco's tenure with the Browns was nothing short of cinematic. A late-season arrival, a string of improbable wins, and a playoff berth that silenced doubters and reignited a fan base starving for a quarterback who could actually deliver. At 39 years old, no one expected Flacco to emerge from virtual obscurity and become the heartbeat of Cleveland's offense, especially after starting the season unemployed. But that's exactly what happened. His cannon-arm veteran poise and playoff pedigree provided the kind of stability the Browns hadn't seen in years. And just when it seemed like Flacco had finally found a new football home, the stunning rumor of a clandestine trade threatens to bring that fairy tale crashing down. The narrative is almost too bizarre to believe, but sources insist that this wasn't a spur-of-the-moment decision. According to league insiders, talks between the Browns and an undisclosed team had been simmering quietly for weeks. That raises the question, was Flacco just a stopgap all along? Was his run in Cleveland merely a showcase for other teams in need of a seasoned signal caller? Or is there an internal power struggle within the Browns front office driving this mysterious move? What makes this alleged trade so fascinating isn't just the secrecy, it's the timing. The NFL offseason is in full swing and training camps are ramping up across the league. Teams are evaluating talent, finalizing depth charts, and preparing for the grueling regular season. For the Browns to allegedly part ways with Flacco, now just weeks before week 1, suggests either a deep confidence in their current quarterback room or a major shift in philosophy. Could Deshaun Watson's health and performance in training camp have exceeded expectations to the point where Flacco became expendable, or are the Browns planning to roll the dice on a younger QB like Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who impressed in limited action last year? And let's not forget, Flacco reportedly loved his time in Cleveland. He spoke glowingly of the coaching staff, the locker room culture, and the fan support. For him to be traded without even a hint of public acknowledgement feels jarring and almost disrespectful. Unless, of course, this is all part of a larger strategy, one designed to keep rival teams guessing while the Browns maneuver behind the curtain. Adding another layer to this mystery is the total media blackout surrounding the supposed trade. In today's hyper-connected sports world, it's nearly impossible to keep any transaction under wraps for long. Yet somehow, if these rumors are true, the Browns have managed to pull off a transaction with such stealth that not even the league's most plugged-in insiders, people like Adam Schefter or Ian Rappaport, caught wind of it in real time. That's practically unheard of. Could this be a sign that the trade involves significant ramifications beyond just Flacco himself? Perhaps the Browns have brokered a package deal that includes draft capital, player swaps, or even future considerations tied to performance incentives. Some are even speculating that an NFC team with a shaky quarterback situation, like the Vikings or Falcons, might have quietly swooped in to secure Flacco's services as a short-term stabilizer. These are, of course, just theories, but they're gaining traction fast as the NFL community scrambles to make sense of this cryptic situation. As more details, if any, emerge, fans are beginning to wonder whether Joe Flacco himself was blindsided by this supposed deal. After all, just a few weeks ago, he was participating in Browns' off-season activities and reportedly mentoring younger players in the QB room. Could it be that Flacco had no idea a trade was in the works? If so, it wouldn't be the first time a veteran quarterback was dealt with little to no warning. But the fact that there hasn't been a single tweet interview or cryptic Instagram post from Flacco or his agents suggests either an ironclad non-disclosure agreement or a level of professionalism so rare it's almost suspicious. Did Flacco agree to stay quiet in exchange for a role that better suits his twilight years? Maybe a team promised him a starting job or perhaps a coaching opportunity down the line. Whatever the case, the silence is deafening. And in a sport where narratives shape legacies, the absence of one is just as telling. The emotional impact of such a trade can't be overstated. Joe Flacco had quickly become a symbol of hope in Cleveland, a city that's endured decades of quarterback turmoil. His unlikely success story offered not just wins but a sense of identity. Proof that the Browns could find stability even if it came from an aging arm once written off by nearly every franchise in the league. The fan base, galvanized by Flacco's playoff magic, had begun to rally behind him as a potential Week 1 starter despite Watson's looming presence. If this trade is indeed real, then it pulls the rug out from under that momentum and forces the Browns into a new narrative, one that demands explanation. Why now? Why Flacco? And most importantly, what does this mean for the team's 2025 campaign? Has Cleveland just taken a major step backward? Or are they playing 4D chess in a league where timing is everything? Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. From a business standpoint, the logic behind a Flacco trade might make sense, at least on paper. At his age, his value is unlikely to increase significantly, and his late season surge may have inflated his market worth to the point where the Browns simply couldn't resist cashing in. That said, business and football rarely align perfectly, and this move, if true, could backfire spectacularly. What happens if Watson falters again? What if the locker room, clearly energized by Flacco's leadership, takes a morale hit? And what message does this send to other veterans considering joining the Browns? That even a playoff run and fan support won't guarantee you a spot. The ripple effects of this rumored deal extend far beyond just a single quarterback. It challenges the very narrative that the Browns have been trying to build, one of stability, growth, and smart leadership. Trading Flacco and secret risks, undermining all of that. Media reaction has been predictably explosive despite the lack of official confirmation. Talk shows are ablaze with speculation. Former players are chiming in with their takes, and fans are flooding comment sections with theories and frustration. Even rival teams seem to be caught off guard. One unnamed AFC executive reportedly told a beat writer, "If this is true, it changes everything." And that might not be hyperbole. Flacco's presence altered how teams prepared for the Browns last season. His ability to stretch the field and read defenses opened up the playbook in ways that Watson simply couldn't replicate after returning from injury. If he's gone, Cleveland may need to retool its entire offensive strategy. That kind of shift, so close to the season, is risky. Yet if the front office is confident enough to make such a move in silence, maybe they know something the rest of us don't. Or maybe they've just made a colossal mistake. The question now becomes, where did Joe Flacco go? If this trade really happened, there must be a team on the other end, one equally invested in keeping this quiet. Speculation ranges from the obvious to the absurd. Could it be a team like the Jets, desperate for veteran insurance behind Aaron Rodgers? Or maybe the Raiders, who still lack a clear answer at QB? Even whispers of the Patriots and Buccaneers have surfaced, citing behind-the-scenes meetings and front office activity as unusual over the past 48 hours. Some eagle-eyed fans even claim to have spotted Flacco boarding a private jet in Cleveland headed toward the southeast, though that too remains unverified. In this digital age, secrets don't stay secret for long. But this one has held up surprisingly well, if only temporarily. The hunt for Flacco's next destination is on, and every hour of silence only adds fuel to the speculative fire. All eyes now turn to the Browns' next public appearance, whether it's a press conference, a social media post, or a preseason depth. Chart update, the truth about Joe Flacco's status will eventually come to light. But until then, the NFL world remains on edge, caught between disbelief and intrigue. Did the Browns just pull off the greatest stealth trade in recent history? Or is this entire rumor an elaborate smokescreen meant to distract from something even bigger brewing behind the scenes? Either way, one thing is certain: the Joe Flacco saga is far from over. His story, already full of dramatic turns, now enters a new chapter, one defined by secrecy, speculation, and a growing sense that something major is unfolding just out of sight. As fans wait with bated breath for confirmation, the only certainty is uncertainty. And in the NFL, that's where legends and scandals are born. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!